Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andrew from AR Media. In tonight's video I want to review Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone in 4K UHD Blu-ray. I gave this a watch last night, so I'm going to go over the movie itself, the picture quality, if it's worth the pickup. Let's get to it. So I was a huge Harry Potter fan growing up, and honestly I kind of grew out of it as time went on. Now I was excited to pick up this disc to give it a watch in 4K, so I picked this up yesterday, threw it in my 4K player, and I must say, the biggest surprise to me was not the picture quality, but just how much I remembered this movie. Now going into this, I thought this was going to be like the first time watching the movie, considering I haven't seen this in probably 10 years, but little did I know I knew about every line, every scene to the movie, and just forgot how amazing this world is. I love the world of Harry Potter. I think it is one of the best franchise worlds they've built overall out of all the movies I've seen. I think it's great for all ages, and honestly I could just not recommend this movie enough. I really forgot how much I love this movie from my childhood, but throwing it in here, watching it in 4K, reminded me, and with the best quality possible. Now let's get to the picture quality. Now this is a 2K digital intermediate upscaled to 4K, and I was pretty sad to hear that when I first saw it because this was shot on 35mm film, so I was hoping for a 4K DI, but sadly this is a 2K digital intermediate. With that 2K digital intermediate, we get a minor upgrade in detail, depth, clarity, and sharpness. Now this is nothing to write home about. I was hoping for more detail and depth here, and I think that would come with the 4K digital intermediate, but I do think the 2K digital intermediate is holding it back. Not to say that the increase in detail or depth is not good. You do get more details on clothing, more details on landscape, more details on faces, but really nothing to write home about, and definitely not reference material to show off. Now where this does shine is the HDR. The high dynamic range on here is very, very good. Whether it be the red shining off the ember when they walk through a hallway, whether it be the green grass during the Quidditch match, or the gold and the golden nuances on the golden snitch during the Quidditch match, this is a very good HDR showcase piece. Now there's also a lot of darker scenes in here where the shadow detail is a lot more prevalent in this release, and you can make out a lot more detail in the darker scenes because of that HDR and the wide color gamut. Now the HDR is really where I saw the biggest benefit. Going back and forth between the Blu-ray and the 4K resolution-wise, there wasn't an insane benefit besides that minor detail or minor depth, but going back and forth between the Blu-ray and 4K with HDR enabled, there was a major increase in contrast. The colors were a lot more punchier. Those nighttime scenes were a lot easier to make out, and that's really the reason to upgrade here. Now guys, I'm going to say this straight up. This isn't a reference disc, and unless you're a huge fan of Harry Potter, I don't really think you should upgrade, or unless you're buying the whole set in 4K, which you would need the first one. Now I did hear that with each release they do get better, and I plan on releasing all 8 of them, so stay tuned to find out if they get better, but with this one, HDR is really the only standout for me. Anyway guys, let me know if you like this review by throwing me a thumbs up, subscribe down below for more content, and have a good night guys.